You can get those like light speed cables or whatever they call them that are super duper thin. They use like 7,000
You
gauge.
get longer cables.
This is like a staple of industry here. Yeah.
They got
People like
smaller
custom-
plugs on them too. See how big those plugs are?
We got a new stand here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Yeah.
even see it there.
Yeah, it's made by a company called Rooms,
Rooms.
as in I need a room.
Yes.
But yeah, it was made specifically for the 1266, and our guy, our man, our chief man in Amsterdam, who
that
sells
rhymes.
Abyss there, Stefan at Audiophile Artisans, which I guess he gets a lot of worldwide travelers there. A lot of people seem to run through Amsterdam for whatever reason. Anyway, he had them create this just for the 1266, and it's actually got a notch top with felt lining and stuff that is made so that the actual aluminum headband portion of it sits inside of it, and it's perfect. It's made just for the 1266. If you're in Europe, get a hold of Audiophile Artisans. If you're in the States, Canada, North America, we now have them in stock, so they'll be on our website. A lot of times people are asking us, how do we name our headphones? Like, what the hell do these names mean? Like AB-1266. It's a good question. I know the guys that have been around for a while following us know, but we got a lot of new people that have no idea where these things come from. So
Yeah. There was a bit of an evolution there.
yeah.
So the AB1266 initially, it's a technical name for a technical headphone, right? And it was just called the AB-1266. The 12 being the year we finished characterizing the driver design, and 66 being the diameter of the driver in millimeters. And we subsequently added a few iterations and models after that updated the driver design. We added the Phi, which was AB1266 Phi, and that was a different magnetic structure. There was quite a few actual changes in there.
Which Phi is in the Greek alphabet.
Yeah.
We decided to use the capital Phi, if you want to be specific. And Phi has a lot to do. Phi has a lot of meaning in physics and so on when it comes to magnetism, and there's all kinds of things that the word Phi or that Greek symbol is used for. So we just thought it was cool because we changed the mag field that we call it the Phi.
And then we also had a revision after that, the Phi CC, which CC was just ceramic coated, same effective driver though, and small changes to the frame assembly. After that, we did the TC, which is actually a pretty considerable change, and that's what we're shipping currently. And that is total consciousness.
Total consciousness.
But the entire name of that is AB1266 Phi TC, because it still retains the Phi magnetic structure.
And in case people aren't familiar with where total consciousness came from, there was a movie called Caddyshack from, the late 70s, was it?
No, that's in the 80s, I think.
Is it? Yeah.
Somewhere
Early
around
80s.
Well, it's a pretty funny movie even today. At least it is to me. And they got a bunch of up and coming actors basically in this movie, and just doing dumb shit on a golf course, right? And there's obviously there's also a background on that. There were a lot of drugs involved with making of the movie, so But if you watch the movie, you'll probably figure that out. But anyway, yeah, there's a reference to total consciousness in the movie, and we just thought it was fitting. If you see it, you got to put it in context to see it to know. But yeah, anyway.
Well, actually, it goes before this. How did we even get to the point of coming up with AB1266? And that's because we couldn't think of anything better. We'll go with a technical name.
That's true.
Because we can do that.
Yeah.
Because we spent months trying to what are we going to call this?
Our first headphone
It was
ever.
It was on the back burner. And we're like, it wasn't a priority, obviously, what you name it. It's like, you can name it whatever. But it took us a while.
I'm like, I came up with the company name. You guys figure out what the hell you want to
Even
call it.
that took a long time, though. Same thing.
Well, yeah. Right.
Same problem. I guess we're just really bad at naming things.
I
is
guess
what it really
so.
comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Diana,
Same
very
problem
different
again.
headphone,
Same
very
problem.
different name, same kind of problem. We were thinking, well, we know what the headphone looks like.
Yeah.
We have some vague idea, and we need a name for it because people are going to need to know what to call it. It's kind of pertinent to have a name for a model. Otherwise, how do people order, right?
So at first we're thinking, well, maybe we'll call it AB something, but it's like,
Yeah.
it seems,
It seems so different. We couldn't go with the same naming
Yeah.
conventions. So
yeah. So we're like, well, it's meant to be thin, small, low profile, all these things. And so I think it was me that said, well, we need to call it a female name. So at least we got to start. We narrowed it down, right?
Vaguely.
And then why not call it? My grandmother always called your mother, my wife, Diana. Her name's Diane, but she called her Diana. So I'm like, why not just call the headphone Diana, named after your mother?
Yeah.
Well, and I know exactly the response.
Well, yeah, you guys.
It was
weren't
like,
too
that's
keen on
fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
At least you don't need to think about this.
I
anymore.
guess, yeah.
All
I remember
right,
anyone
it's
being too
named.
keen on it at first, but then pretty much you let it
was
slide.
like, yeah,
much.
it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about the name.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
just worry
Like,
about
good
making
enough.
it.
So we came up with a stylized font that said Diana, blah, 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 and used it as a logo, and then Diana was born.
Yeah. Wasn't a whole lot of thought put into it other than somebody suggested it, and it seemed reasonable enough. Nobody was strongly opposed.
Yeah,
Nobody else had a headphone, as far as we knew at the time, named Diana. So
Yeah. right.
why not, right?
Well, right. To top that off, I went and got a registered trademark on the name, on the word Diana,
Yeah.
because nobody else had.
But you
it.
don't want two people selling the same name
Yeah,
headphone.
That
yeah,
would get confusing.
Yeah.
Which one?
right. So there you have it. Diana was born.
Yep.
Which now we're at Diana V2, which is the
That's a strange thing, though, because with Diana, we had like a more elegant type of name, I guess, rather than technical. And then for the second iteration, we called it V2.
yeah.
But I don't know. It seemed
Again,
fitting.
same
It's
reason. It's
small,
like
it's simple.
I mean, it's easy to figure out.
You get a
Version 2, okay.
It's easy to grasp what happened.
It
with
seemed to
V2.
be like more of an industry norm too, where everyone's using that term, and it's like, not that we like to copy anybody, but it's understood.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't have to explain to anybody what that means.
Right.
So it was simple enough. Yeah. So V2 became the next iteration of Diana.
It is surprising how clean that is, though, because even with 1266, we still have some confusion over when the models came out and what model is current.
Right.
Right, with CC and TC especially, I get that it's close.
Sure.
So if you're not paying close attention, well, which one's which one happened first, and
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Yeah, it is pretty clear cut with Diana.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's a
is it
little
just
easier.
Diana or is it V2? That's it.
It is a bit confusing because
Well, technically, there's 5.
1266 has been out for nearly 7 years now.
Yes.
So it can be confusing because people, if you don't know the history, then yeah. But you got to have that suffix on the end of the name to know what you're dealing with, I guess.
Yeah, there could be pretty stark differences between models.
Well, it's almost 8 years.
Is it?
Yeah. The July would be 8.
It's been a few years.
It's over 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that just figured out that we exist more recently, so I think they would be surprised to know we've been shipping headphones for 7 to 8 years at this time.
Then there was Diana Phi,
Right.
which actually came before V2.
It did.
Yeah.
So I guess that can be a little confusing.
Yeah,
Everything's confusing.
yeah. So there was Diana, then there was Diana Phi.
Diana Phi, we just took the name from the current 1266, and since it took a similar driver from the 1266 Phi at the time,
Right.
we added that to Diana.
Yeah, that was our
Diana
second.
Phi.
Yeah, that was our second gen driver in the
Yeah.
1266. As one reviewer said, shoehorned it into a Diana.
Yeah.
I think it was Steve Guttenberg that said that.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that.
Yeah,
Got the hammer.
yeah. How do you take a big headphone like that and stick it into a Diana? There you go.
Very carefully.
Very carefully, very difficultly.
We do have a bit of a problem going forward, though.
Again,
So we
Same
have like
problem.
some combination of factors here. We got the vaguely technical name, the AB1266, and then throwing letters and numbers on the end of that. And then we got the Diana, right? But what about a closed back version of Diana? What do
Yeah.
we do with that?
do we call it Diana?
Do we
Well,
call
yeah,
it like a
it's still
Diana, and then
Diana.
add a word after it, put some numbers on it, call
Something
it
in
a
front
different
of it?
model
Do
entirely?
we call it Mrs. Diana? Diana?
We're not good with names.
No.
No.
Well, maybe in the comments someone could throw some
Yeah.
ideas down for when
People
we
could let us know what they think.
finally finish this closed
What
back.
would a
That's it.
Diana closed-back be called?
Diana closed.
Diana closed?
That's a simple one. That's pretty clear cut.
Diana CL.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to Google that and see what that comes up. It could be like, destruction of Mars or something. I don't know what CL stands for.
Probably
Well,
not.
Maybe someone's got some crafty pun out there that will be just
Yeah,
amazing.
Right. Well, if anyone's got any suggestions, we're open to them.
Yeah.
Save us the trouble. Try to come up with something.
Works for me.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching and take care of yourselves.